and viewers, this is a question to all of you as well. Who's making the top four? Who's taking those final one or final two places? You might think Man United are dropping out as well, potentially. Who's taking the top four places? We know City and Arsenal were guaranteed. What are you saying, Dodds?
I was gonna fourth position right now. It's very, very tough to call because not everyone's struggling. Tottenham struggling, Liverpool struggling, Newcastle struggling to score goals. I think that's their first win in how many games, Newcastle? So I think it's like the best of a bad bunch of all of these lot. I'd probably say Newcastle get the fourth position because they look like a team that can defend. Spurs, I don't know what's going to... Spurs 1 week, they look like a good team. Another week, they look like a mid-table team. I don't know if I can't trust Spurs. I don't know if Spurs fans can trust Spurs because their defense has been leaking goals so much this season, and the hype of Romero. I don't know. Spurs fans have gone hiding about Romero. They were calling him the top 3 best centre backs in the league. Top 3, and this guy, he's a back 3 centre back. He can't play in a back 2. Eric Dyer is shocking. They bought a right wing back of £40 million. And Emerson Royale is still starting ahead of him. I don't know about their recruitment. Their manager wants to leave. So Spurs, I don't think Spurs will finish fourth. Liverpool, let's not talk about Liverpool because Liverpool's midfield 3, I think that's the worst midfield 3 out of the top 8 teams. If you're playing James Milner in your team in 20... Let's not talk about James Milner anymore. Let's not talk about Fabinho. He's fell off. I don't know what's happened to Fabinho. Jordan Henderson can't stay fit. Thiago can't stay fit. You got Oxlade-Chamberlain coming on for you at the Santiago Bernabeu. I don't know what's happened to Liverpool as well. And that's why I say Newcastle is the best of the bad bunch because at least Newcastle got a stable team. Their midfield stable. They've got strength in depth. And I think...
Can't look past Brighton. No, I don't like the fact you didn't include Brighton in that mix. Brighton have to be involved in that.
Yes, for sure.
I don't know. Because Brighton, we don't know if they're going to have that winning mentality the last 5-6 games.
They're 6 points off Tottenham with 2 games in hand. They're on really good form. Their team
playing really well.
Is full of confidence, playing really good football. And the best way I can put it is this. Brighton are the team with the most positives at the minute. The pressure's going to be getting to them at the end. The pressure's going to be on everyone at the end of the season for this one top 4 spot, which is nice little sort of Tottenham are crap under pressure. We are pretty crap in general this season. And Newcastle have never been in this situation before, so we have no idea what to base them under pressure on. Brighton have no reason to have any pressure because no one expects them to get there, which is why I'm saying you can't rule them out. They could easily just get 5 wins in a row, 8 games unbeaten, and then all of a sudden they're there. And it's very hard to beat Brighton.
Wait, but do Newcastle have that pressure? I know they've had the money injection and everything, but I think the pressure is more so on Tottenham and Liverpool as opposed to Newcastle and Brighton. So I think Newcastle, I don't think for Newcastle, it isn't a case of the pressure. For Newcastle, it's in the case of can you win those games? They're one of the hardest teams to beat. If Newcastle can consistently find the goals.
Newcastle definitely have more pressure than Brighton because they've been in that mix all season long. People have been saying Newcastle will get top 4 since about October, November.
Yeah, but no. But they can be there all that time. But I still feel the pressure, the expectation is on Tottenham and Liverpool, and I think that's
100%.
Yeah, no, because for me, like if Newcastle don't make it, guys, be like, okay, wow, it was a good run, but we didn't really expect you to because you're just at the beginning stage of this whole money injection. So I think really, look, it's if you were to tell me who's going to make that 4th position, it's impossible because, as Tom just said, there's a good argument for everyone because you cannot ignore Brighton. Now, people can say, Brighton, really? Zerbi has taken those guys to another level from Quidditch. Quidditch was good with them, but once Quidditch left and Zerbi came in, he's taken them to another level. And for Liverpool, and see, it's because I'm like, should we just say no to Liverpool right now because of the Real Madrid thing, the Bournemouth thing? Because again, Liverpool are one of those teams where if they could just click, they can go in a run, but they're playing so badly. And that Bournemouth loss was such a power blow that I'm like, so it's hard.
Our best midfielders out for the rest of the season as well. That's Stefan Bajcetic.
I think what you're saying though, on a real level, like Liverpool, like a Liverpool fan like Tom's going to find it hard to have chest on his team doing it because he's basically an Evertonian right now. But I think the thing is this: Liverpool have been poor all season, but they're still kind of ahead of those teams that everyone's predicting to finish in front of them. as bad as they've been, only playing in one competition, I just can't. As much as I like to laugh at Liverpool, I still find myself thinking if we write them off and say no, they're not doing it, that's when they will make that top 4. You know, it's the pressure though. The biggest pressure is on Tottenham because they're in the top 4. They were heavily predicted to be certified in that much earlier on in the season, but now they've got the situation with their manager probably leaving. They're out of all competition, so trophy-wise, it's a fouled season, but it's another fouled season. Liverpool's is a bad season that where they've been humbled. But we kind of know Liverpool by next year will probably bounce back and win trophies again because they always, even in their period of not winning league titles, they were still winning FA Cups and League Cups and UEFA Cups and Champions League. So there's always been a competitive team. Like the pressure is on Tottenham. I don't know what you think, Patty, but like you have to get top 4. Otherwise, it's a complete write-off of a season, wouldn't you say?
Is my mic working okay before I start?
Right now,
on?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I heard Tom's chat about Brighton. But Tom, the thing is, Brighton there will be pressure on them now. So, and like you said, pressure does make teams do weird things. And I looked at their running. They've got quite a tough running coming up. They got Brentford. They just played Brentford. They got Bournemouth. Then they got Tottenham. Then they got Chelsea. Then they got Man City. So they got some tough games coming up. So
9 points.
9 points. What, out of Tottenham, Chelsea, and Man City?
Mm-hmm.
No chance.
This isn't Brighton of old. This isn't the Brighton of old.
Wait, Brighton are playing. What's the fixture list? Tottenham, Chelsea, Manchester City.
Yeah, and my man saying 9 points.
You said 9 points.
Because you included Bournemouth. You said Bournemouth.
Yeah. So you're
Bournemouth, Chelsea, Tottenham, Man City. I'm saying 9 points.
No chance.
For who?
But Brighton out of that run.
Brighton are winning 3 of those games.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Who are they beating? Who are they beating?
They lose to City. They beat Bournemouth. They beat Tottenham. They beat Chelsea.
Mental.
I could see that as well.
Why is that mental, Patty? Why is that mental?
Tottenham are better than Brighton, and Chelsea are better than Brighton as well.
Wait, Tottenham are better than Brighton according to who?
What do you mean according to who? According to the league.
Oh, Patrick, give me a break. No, don't do that. So, but their games in hand. You can't just say Tottenham are better than Brighton. No,
according to the league, Tottenham are better than them. And even if you look at the form over the last 7 games, Tottenham are better than them. They've picked up more points than them. So run it back. Tottenham have picked up 15 points. Brighton have picked up 14 points. So yeah, Tottenham are better than Brighton, and I expect us to beat them. We beat them previously when we played them 1-0, and I expect us to beat them again. Brighton are a good team, don't get me wrong. I'm not here dismissing them, saying that they're crap, but I don't expect them to pick up 9 points out of those teams, out of those fixtures. That's overdoing it.
See, Patrick, people are calling me a liar. Patrick, you've played 2 games more than Brighton.
Yeah, I know.
So what do you mean by saying, according to the table? No, well, the table isn't fully correct because you've not played the same games that Brighton has.
At the moment, Tottenham are in 4th, and we've said many a time on here that obviously, the table in terms of points on the board, regardless.
But you can't categorically say you're better than them because they've not played the same games as you guys.
Well,
so if those win those 2 games in hand, they're on level points.
In my humble opinion, we're better than them. That's what I think, and I think we will beat them. And I think I've got every right to say that. Obviously, other people are saying that we won't. People are overdoing it. I don't think Brighton will beat Tottenham, Chelsea, and I think it's a lot.
Well, Brighton have beaten Chelsea already this season, 4-1.
Well, that was a different Chelsea, man. We were reborn.
I'm just going off.
You were reborn to what?
Wait. Brighton have beaten Chelsea this season.
You were reborn to what? Let's not skip over that.
Who was the manager then? Was that under Potter or?
Brighton's manager was De Zerbi. They were playing Potter's Chelsea.
Yeah, so what reborn Chelsea? What do you mean Chelsea reborn?
Change the formation, new look, new mentality, focus.
You played the back 3 when you lost 4-1.
Tom,
you played the back 3.
No, Tom.
You did. You had Sterling and Pulisic back.
This Chelsea reborn post what we did against Dortmund and so forth. This is a different Chelsea from that Chelsea that's lost to Brighton. It's a different Chelsea.
I do agree you are better. I wouldn't say it's a completely different Chelsea, but you definitely are better. 100%. That I agree with.
I just don't like the way people are writing off Brighton. I think Brighton are a really, really solid team. I think when you look at their attack, Matoma, Evan Ferguson, they're just playing with no fear. Full confidence, no fear. They have... Whereas Tottenham are expected to get there, we are expected to get there. Brighton were expected to finish 8th, 9th, 10th. They were expected Conference League. So when you say there's pressure on Brighton,
so
nowhere
do get
near the
that.
I get
same
what you're
amount.
saying.
So who you actually predict? Because at the moment we're hearing don't write this off and don't write them off. Like, I'm gonna be really blunt and rude here. Who the fuck are we predicting then? Who's gonna make it, Tom? I want an actual answer. Go on,
Brighton.
son. Brighton are gonna
Brighton.
come fourth.
Yeah.
Say Brian. Okay.
And that's not a dig. I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of don't write these off. I want to know who people think's gonna make it. Like, so you think Brighton will finish in front of Tottenham, Newcastle, and Liverpool? Wow. Listen, I'd love to see them do that because that would be an amazing achievement. That's just hard, though. Surely, like, it's hard. What they got? They're on 25 games, so they've played the same as Newcastle, and they're 2 points behind Newcastle, which is an intriguing one. I assume you're going for Tottenham, Patrick.
Yeah, I'm backing my team, and I just think that we will have more than enough to get over the line. We've got quite a few favourable fixtures. We've got some tough games against teams fighting for their lives. But when I look at the games we've got coming up, other than Liverpool and I think it's United, most of the games are expected to win. I know the Premier League is crazy and, it doesn't always go like that. But I do see us beating Brighton and I do see us beating all the other teams that are there or thereabouts. But yeah, to say Brighton will finish up ahead of even Liverpool, I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. I don't think they finish above Tottenham either. Chelsea, yeah, I think they will. I think they've got more in the tank than Chelsea right now. But I still think Chelsea have had a resurgence recently. They are definitely picking up form. You can kind of starting to see patterns of play. You can start to see Graham Potter come out of his shell. I think Chelsea will get something out of that game. I don't know if they win, but they get something out of it.
Fair enough. In terms of this weekend, Tottenham go away to Southampton. You must be confident to win that game.
Yeah, I am. I'm confident, but it's a sticky one, isn't it? It's a game that you're expected to win, but we know Southampton are fighting for their lives, and these kind of games can be a banana skin. But to be fair, I do think Tottenham win, and we win quite comfortably. This is the worst Southampton team we've seen in a while. It's funny because Southampton have come to our ground and dunked on us, and we've also lost there. But typically, we do beat them as well. I think we beat them up. I think we beat them quite comfortably. To be fair.
Does anyone see this as a potential banana skin for Tottenham? We saw last weekend Southampton get a point at Old Trafford. Of course, we went down to 10 men. Bournemouth beating
Where is it?
Liverpool. It's at St Mary's. It's at Southampton's ground.
Yeah, no, you can't trust Tottenham, man. You can't trust Tottenham. You can't trust these dudes.
Yeah.
It could be a draw. A draw wouldn't surprise me, is what I'd say about that game.
Yeah.
It would not surprise me.
Because Southampton need even when we look at Southampton, they're starting to find a little bit of form. I know they beat Leicester recently, obviously the point against United at Old Trafford, and they have players that I think can cause Tottenham problems because they're just uncomfortable players to deal with. I mean, that Onuachu, 6'8", can't wait for Eric Dyer to try and deal with him on corners.
Fraser Forster's about the same size. They beat him up. Don't worry about that. But yeah, no, that guy is a beast though. He's a monster. But yeah, I think Son and Kane will go to town on these guys. Yeah, Son.
Son.
Yeah, someone.
Sorry,
Trust me.
am I hearing Heung-min Son propaganda in 2023?
Son, yes, you know who Son is. Yeah, Son. We'll come back to this on Monday or Tuesday, I'll be smiling. Son's gonna have 2 goals on the weekend.
I swear you said this about 6.
2 goals.
You said this about 6 top 6 shows this season, and none of the times it's come to fruition.
Son's having
Son in 2023. And also, I'm the biggest Son fan, but even me, a huge Son fan, I'm not talking about Son in 2023, bro. And as me as a huge fan of the guy, it's not been a season. So
he's having a poor season, but it doesn't mean that the guy can't score 1 or 2 goals in a game against possibly the worst team in the league. Like, come on.
He's played 25 games this season and has only scored in 4 of them.
Jesus.
What's he got? 6 goals, 3 assists, something like that off the top?
Yeah, 6 goals, 3 assists in 25 matches.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, he's getting 2 on the weekend.
Wow.